Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, June 16th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, then we'll get started with our session for today. A couple of things here to update real quick. It's good. Couple more things here. And we should be good to go. All right, looks like we're good. I'm going to go ahead and send out this link to you guys here in the premium. All right. All right, here we go. As people make their way in, I'm going to go ahead and mark up the liquidity here on the 1 minute first. Let me go here to the 1 hour. Mark up liquidity over here. A lot of liquidity here on the on the upside on the higher time frames, but it's probably going to be irrelevant since we do expect price to continue dropping. I'm going to go ahead and mark it up anyways, just in case, but I don't really expect it to go up that high at all. $10-minute. $5-minute. And lastly, the 1 minute over here. All right. So now that we've got this all marked up, I'm going to go ahead and check the chat real quick. So good morning, everybody. Looks like more than half of you guys are here. Today is Thursday, June 16th. It is 6:25 right now. The market's going to open in about 5 minutes. So let's see who's here. So morning, Kenny. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Shannon. Morning, Maria. Morning, Peter. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Miles. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Jez. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Kill. Morning, Eduardo. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So I've marked up the liquidity here on the 1 minute. I believe we had news today as well at 5:30. It was unemployment news, and it was negative as anticipated. I mean, we already knew it was going to be negative. So all negative news this morning. We have another news coming up at 7:30. So we had news at 5:30. I'm going to mark that up over here as news price. And then I will mark up news coming up at 7:30 as well. So news price is actually like way down, way up here. So it's, I mean, it's pretty much dropped since then. And then we have news coming up over here at 7:30. So we got that all marked up right there. I'm gonna go ahead and go over to the 10-minute real quick and mark up the liquidity here as well. So let's start from the daily. So we go one right there, 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 there. Let's go down a little lower to the 8-hour. One right there. I think that's it with the 8-hour, 4-hour. It's good for the most part, 2-hour. One hour. A bunch right here. 30-minute. So as you guys can see, it's really simple to draw these areas of liquidity if you guys have the K2 high low indicator. I know a lot of you guys, or not a lot of you guys, but some of you guys try to do it by hand. I mean, it's impossible. It's not impossible, but I've seen some people do it, and it takes so much time for someone to do this by hand. I mean, I don't have the patience for that, and a lot of the times they mark up the wrong areas too. So if you guys want to have access to this, you can get access on the website. But for the most part, I'm showing you guys how easy it is, because you can mark up liquidity within a few minutes or a few seconds, really, depending on how far you go back on the time frames. But as you guys can see right here, within like a couple minutes, I marked up pretty much all the liquidity from the daily down to the 10-minute, and then from the hour to the 1 minute on the other time frame. And there we go. You have liquidity sitting on the bottom side, liquidity sitting on the top side as well, and it looks fine. So here we are on the 1 minute chart. As you guys can see, we have a bearish momentum. Reason for that is because we have a sell signal. So if we have a strong red candle after market open, that's going to provide an entry for a sell with regard to the breakout. So let's see who else is here. Morning, Jessica. Morning, Gallo. Morning, Steven. Yeah, Shannon said I'm coming to the full package soon. That's why I'm leaving. That's why I'm just learning to listen, looking forward. Yeah, no, definitely, Shannon. And that's key. You know, if you guys can listen, that's the key thing. Once you're able to listen and follow directions, once you actually have the indicators and the strategies, you'll be able to pick it up and apply it really quickly. I feel like a lot of people will join K2 and have issues listening or paying attention. So they end up not applying the strategies properly. But if you can do that, like you can just listen on the live, then you'll be perfectly fine once you actually have access to the indicators and strategy. So right here, retail sentiment is 71% long. Fundamentals are currently 532 points in the red. So we're definitely looking for sells today. If we do get a strong red candle here after open, then that would be the breakout, and I'll probably be taking it with you guys. It just depends on how big that candle is. You just want to make sure that the candle is not too huge, providing for some possible, retracement pullback. So there's a breakout strategy right there. I'm looking to take a sell here if it does close as a strong red candle, obviously. I'll be watching it though, just in case, because the market might be moving kind of crazy today, especially after the news and everything that's been going on this week. So if it's too big, then I'm probably going to hold off for a bit and let it retrace a little bit. If the candle is too big as a strong red candle, if not, we just have to wait for the confirmation. Confirmation has not come yet. Hey, Seuss, morning. Akil said, first day doing my FTO1 challenge, so nervous. Yeah, be careful, Akil. You might want to take smaller positions if that's the case. If you're nervous, just go for 100 pips, go like moves within the entire move, so that you can build that confidence with winning. Once you have that confidence, then you should be fine. But it's typically usually just that first trade. Once you take that first trade and you win, you're gonna feel good about it. You're gonna keep taking good trades from there. Hey, morning, Al. 17's asking, morning, bro. Do you still put links on YouTube for asking for my mom? Yeah, so the links are if you follow the YouTube channel and you're subscribed to it, once I go live, it will send an email out to the subscribers. So the links do get sent out for YouTube. I don't post them in the groups though until after the live is done. But if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, they still get emails if they turn on notifications and whatnot. Nice. Gallo said, pass my FTMO first step. I have. Now I have to wait the remaining 9 days. Yeah, definitely. So no breakout right here, guys. This wasn't a strong red candle. You basically need a strong red candle, meaning little to no wick on the bottom side. It was a red candle, but it wasn't strong. We'll see how this candle right here closes. If it does close strong, then this could technically be the breakout here. Just gotta wait for it though. Hey, Al, morning. Morning, Lisa. All right, guys, so we have about 30 seconds left on this candle right here. We're basically just waiting for it to close. Here are the requirements. Look for entry after market open. Market opens right here at 6:30. Confirm the overall bias, which is a sell. We did that already. Direction momentum, we have a sell signal right here. And we just need to confirm a strong red candle in order to identify the, the breakout here, obviously. So no strong red candle right there, unfortunately. So no breakout off that. If the breakout doesn't happen within the next 2 minutes, there's not going to be a breakout. But we will be looking for sell entries moving forward. So it really is no direction right now. Price just bouncing back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and mark up the opening price here as we wait. It's hitting this area of liquidity below here. See if it actually closes for the breakout. This might be the breakout entry, but you might want to wait for a bit of a retracement before entering. So this is the breakout right here, guys. If anyone decides to take it, might want to be careful for any retracement though. So there we go, as the breakout continues to drop lower. So I took it, but I only took it for a partial move because, obvious reasons right here, this candle was too big. I was waiting for it to retrace up, it didn't. So I took it for 100 pips just to catch a little push there for this liquidity because it did hit liquidity. This is where the best trades line up, guys, when you have a breakout and it lines up with liquidity because it just blasts right through it. And there goes a breakout. It's probably gonna hit full TP. Unfortunately, if you guys are in the position, move your stop loss and profit. That's what I recommend because you don't know what's gonna happen. The price might just mess around at this point. I only took it for I took 2 entries actually. I took the entry when it dropped below the liquidity, and I also entered again when the breakout was confirmed. So I locked in about 2,700 off this. It's probably gonna hit full TP, but if you guys are in the position, probably be smart to move your stop loss and profit. I'll send a alert right now, or let me just. I'm just not going to FOMO into the last push of it, even though it's probably going to hit full TP. So if you guys are happy with the profits, just take them out already. If not, move your stop loss and profit. It's just, it's kind of risky here as price is moving around because this candle here was just too big. But it looks like it's going to hit full TP. Almost there. You just want to protect your position in case, worst comes to worst. But it'll probably... It looks like a lot of you guys already took partial. So Jesus took partial, Akil took partial, Ruin took partial as well. Great work, guys. Peter locked in 360 profit. Jonathan double dipped into it. Marlon took partial. It's smart, guys. See, look where price is going now. It's spiking back and forth. If you guys take partial, it's completely fine. It's just the market is kind of moving crazy. It's been crazy all week. So you want to be smart about your moves and not get greedy here. It's probably going to hit TP eventually, but I'm not in that boat where I want to be risking too much. I kind of just want to get in and out, even if I get half profit or et cetera, because this candle here was just too big. So I was expecting a retracement. It didn't retrace like we anticipated, but it still dropped, a lot farther down. Yeah, B said waited for the retracement that never came. Yeah, no. It was, there you go. It's gonna push down. Better to be safe than sorry. And it's probably gonna hit full TP right about. It's just playing right now. See how the market's playing around? It gets close to TP and then it swings back up. I don't want to be stressed out right now, so I'd rather just pull out profit. It was like less than a pip away from full TP right here. Yeah, it's like less than a pip. It's really close to the full TP. So if you guys are still in the position, I would just pull out when it drops again. I mean, you guys can hold on to it, but I personally can't deal with that stress. It's probably gonna TP right here, or it's gonna keep playing around. If you guys look at this previous candle right here, it was like less than a pip away from hitting its TP. But it's all right. I mean, we have an alert there. So if it does, when it does hit, I will, Rick said, this isn't a prom date, pull out. Yeah, if you guys are still in the position, I would just pull out because you're like literally at full TP. You might be giving away like a couple $100 or so, or a couple like $10 or so, but you're like right next to this the TP, and there you go, full TP. Look how close it got to it. There you go, full TP. So the market played around a little bit to scare people, but it did exactly what we anticipated. Overall bias was a sell. This was a perfect entry. I only caught it for a partial move, but I still caught it for a pretty good amount. So I'm happy with my profits. I'll go ahead and post this up in the group. Hopefully majority, if not all, you guys took it because it did play out really, really nicely. And there you go with that free fall. This is why you guys want to wait for the bias, right? So Steven, I know you're here and I know you're listening. This is why you want to wait for the bias. I know every day you ask me, why do we wait for the bias? This is why. So you have almost 100% chance of hitting your TP. A couple other days we didn't have a bias, so we couldn't take the breakout. Today we had a bias and this thing played out perfectly. Looking over here at fundamentals, they're currently down 747 points. This is a huge drop. It's pretty remarkable. This is like COVID numbers, over 500 points in the negative. That's COVID numbers there. The sentiment over here was about 71% long when we checked before market open. It's now 69% long, and the technicals here were all sells. So this is the key with confirming the bias. If you confirm the bias and you take entries in the direction of bias, 9 times out of 10 your trade's going to hit. If it doesn't hit, it's probably because you might have gotten caught in one of the red flags where price was near news price, opening price, sessions. But other than that, as long as you take the trade and you trust it, you should be able to hit it no problem. So just a heads up. Hopefully you guys locked in some pretty good profit off that. I sure did. I'll be posting my profits right here shortly as well. And I hate how this happens sometimes where you post a trading view chart and then it doesn't come up. There we go. Nice. Steven actually took it. So Steven said done with the breakout. He took a couple micro scalps in between. Or not really micro scalps, but he took scalps within. So great work right there, Steven. Steven locked in a total of 711. So great work right there. Your first trade on your new challenge. Just keep it up, Steven, because this is what got you past the first time. If you just need to take the breakout, maybe a variation or two, or even a liquidity push, that'd be great. But what I could recommend is to just stay consistent. So great work, Steven. Looking over here, we got Tasha. Tasha over here locked in a total of 896. Great work, Tasha. We got Kevin over here. He took it as well, locked in a total of 1,000. But he like triple dipped into it. So maybe like about 4,000 right here. Total profit of 129,000. But for right now, just this morning, locked in well over 4,000 right here. So great work, Kevin. Jonathan over here, he's getting his confidence back. He let these both run to full TP, locked in a total profit of 1,252. Great work, Jonathan. Nelly over here took the breakout as well, locked in a total of 28K for the day. Crazy, crazy profits, guys. You guys are all killing it this morning. So nice work, Nelly. Hugo over here as well. He said he took it for 100 points. Confirm bearish. Yep. Nice profit. So Hugo over here, he took it. He actually held it for longer. Instead of the 500 pips, he took it for 1,000 pips. Locked in a total of 4,868. Nice work, Hugo. Man, you guys are on fire today. Melzon over here as well took the sells, locked in a total profit of 734. Nice work, Melzon. If you guys have more profits to send in, feel free to send them in. I will post up my profits right now shortly as well. Rick, I just saw your message in the Zoom. Yeah, you're right. All right, so let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick to show you guys what I did. Let me see if my MFF trades are all the same. So I'm just gonna. Akil is asking, Sean, did you take partial and re-entered the trade? I took I took 2 trades. I took the liquidity push and I also took the breakout. So the thing with the breakout is I didn't get a chance to change my TP on my DOM. So that's why I only got like the partial profit. I was gonna ride it for a bit longer, but I just didn't have the opportunity to because it just moved too fast. I couldn't think. And all MFFs gave different profits. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of slippage. I have different profits across all my accounts. Like literally every account has different profits. It's kind of weird. Usually it's just like one broker that has the profits different, but the slippage on that was like pretty crazy where he gave me 5 different profits. There's nothing for us to take right now, guys, so we're not missing out on anything. I will be looking for any other trades here, but we just don't have anything at the moment specifically. So I can go over here and post some of my profits real quick. And the differences between my accounts are pretty heavy. Okay, so I've taken a screenshot of all of my profits so far. Here are my profits. So here's my main account. You can see the green strips because I let them hit TP. I made 2,709 off this account. My FTMO copier, there was some slippage in my favor. I locked in a total of 3,119. Here is my MFF, my first one. I locked in 2,770. My second MFF, you can see the profit is different here, 2,470. Some slippage missed out on me like $300. And then my third MFF here, another different profit. I locked in 2,670. So as you guys can see, all these accounts are different. They're not the same. And there's, I don't know what happened to slippage, but the first account got the better end of the stick. The second account didn't get it got less than the other 2. And the third account got like less than 100. So slippage here for $100, slippage here for like $300, slippage here for quite a bit. I think like about $400, $500. So it's all good. The slippage kind of worked in my favor for all of the trades. So I can't complain there. So profits off that K2 US30 entry plus K2 liquidity push. I'll probably create a video for the liquidity pushes, guys. You know, initially I didn't want people to really apply it because I thought it was risky, but a lot of you guys here are actually doing it properly. So eventually, maybe soon, within the next couple of weeks or so, I'll create a video explaining the liquidity pushes, but we do cover it during every mentoring session. So that's why it's not really necessary for me to cover. Anyways, going over here, this is great. We want the retracement right here. So this is cool as price has retraced. Scrolling up, Al over here locked in a total of 1,875. Nice work right there, Al. And then we have Peter over here with a total profit of 360. Nice work, Peter. So great work, guys. Everyone here is doing pretty good. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here profiting and staying consistent. I think that's everyone's key, right? Staying consistent. I saw, so not in our group, guys, but I'm in other trading groups. I saw a lot of people blow accounts yesterday during trading US30 during New York session. So when I told you guys to stop trading after 8, hopefully majority of you guys did stop trading, because I did see other groups where people are still trading and they got caught in those volatility spikes. And I seen a lot of people blow their accounts yesterday, which is pretty crazy. It's crazy because I'm in that group and I know the owner of the group, and the owner of the group was telling them to keep trading because they're like taking advantage of this volatility, and they ended up blowing like almost everyone's account because they were taking trades and prices spiking like 1,000 pips both ways. So you guys just gotta be smart about whatever moves you guys decide to take. So let's see David over here as well. Nice work, David. His first day trading his challenge, locked in a total of 13 bucks right here. Nice work, David, on a smaller account. So that's great. Nice work, bro. Alan's asking, Sean, do you use the same lot size? No, MFF. This is micro lot size. So it's 30. All right, Alan, just messaged you right there. Lot sizing is different from MFF and FTMO. So, all right, other than that, guys, there's nothing for us to take right now. I'm going to go ahead and mark up the new areas of liquidity below here. I'm going to go over here to the clean chart. I'm going to mark up liquidity over here as well so that we can identify the direction of price. So we got one right there, right there. The easiest way to do this, guys, is to just turn these settings on and then just go to like where all the high lows are that have not been tested. Like literally just go and click and it places it for you. So we've had this marked up right here. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up a couple other things that you guys are familiar with, which is going to be news price, which was at 530. So we had news price over here, 530. We have opening price over here, 630. $730 there. Market open was at 6 here. Market 7 o'clock. So hopefully this helps you guys identify the direction of price. And we already know the direction because we have a bearish bias, but you can see right here that price is going in a certain direction. So this might be a V3 right here, guys, that closes if it does close. However, depending on how big this candle is, you want to be a bit careful taking this trade. Or if you want to take it, maybe it'd be good to take for a partial profit, just like we've been taking. So this is technically, I mean, it could possibly be a V3, but the red flag here is that this candle might be too big. So there might be a retracement before it drops further. So I don't know if I'm going to take it for the full move. I might wait for it to retrace a little bit because this candle here is just too big. Typically when the candle is like huge, there has to be some sort of retracement before it continues, dropping further. So maybe I'll take it for a partial profit, or maybe I'll just wait for it to retrace a little bit before entering. So I actually took it for a partial profit. I was going to wait for it to retrace and re-enter, but I didn't. So I just took it for 100 pips here. I already closed out in profit. I locked in 1,090, but it looks like it's still retracing. So it's a good thing that I pulled out right there. Yeah, it's probably a good idea that I pulled out right there because it is retracing now. Yeah, kill ticket as well for partial profit. I'm not in this position right here, guys. I'm waiting for it to retrace a little bit before I enter. I'll take a screenshot of my profits real quick to show you guys. I might just keep taking partials within it, but I'm gonna wait to see where it goes from here. Nice, Maria took it as well for 100 pips. So 100 pips is a good sweet spot, guys, for the 1 minute chart because you can get in and out really, really quickly without really getting caught in the mess. There's a bit of a mess right here, but you can see price is kind of just going back and forth. There's no clear direction. Even though we do think price is going to come down eventually, it is kind of, you know, it's still retracing right there. Kill is asking, how do you know when to re-enter? I wait for it to retrace up a little bit, and then as it comes back down to entry point, that's where I enter again. But right now, it's still kind of bouncing around. And if I miss the re-entry, then I just don't take it. It's fine. There's going to be other entries available. But again, like I mentioned here, the red flags are really key. A lot of people ignore the red flags, but they're you can see the retracement right there happening. That's why you want to be a bit careful. Because what's going to happen is price will come up to either the halfway mark. So it's either going to come up halfway right there, or it's going to come up to the full candle, and then it'll probably make its way back down. So that's kind of the area that I'm looking for price to retrace. And then once I have that, then I can maybe make my entry at some point. If I miss it, I miss it. It's all good. I'm pretty satisfied with my profits so far across all my accounts here. Just be careful if you guys are going to be trading within it, like playing around within it, because you might get that random retracement all of a sudden. So it looks like price is kind of ranging sideways. Eventually, I think it's going to come back down, but right now it's not really moving too smoothly. I mean, basically, it just looks like it's bouncing around back and forth. Also, I'm looking over at the at MT4, and it's kind of lagging a bit. So also something to maybe keep in mind. Yeah, Rick said that was the most stressful 78 bucks I ever made. Yeah, you know, whenever like you can see a price is just going back and forth. It's still like it hasn't retraced yet. The main areas I'm looking for the retracement would be like somewhere around here. And then maybe even further, but so basically the halfway mark right there or the full candle. I guess I could draw a different tool here. This is like the retracement zone right here. So price is entering the retracement zone, and then I'll see where it goes from there. But I haven't re-entered the trade. So it bounces around from here. But you kind of see where price is going. It's just going back and forth. It's like as far as it can go, it can probably go up to here and then come back down. I don't know if it'll like actually fully play out. I'm just waiting for it to really make its way back to the downside, uh, which it hasn't yet. So right here, as price starts to bounce around, you kind of want to wait for a better retracement. And then when it gets to this point right here, then I'll re-enter for a sell, which hasn't gone there yet. I don't think the retracement's done either. Like this whole area here can get tested. I want to see how far drawdown I'll have to eat if I do end up entering somewhere there. Rick said, I want it to go down, but I think it's got to clear out the top liquidity now. And I could see that too. Yeah, I agree with you too, Rick. I could see that happening. It's just, just gonna be a matter of seeing where price is actually confirmed, because there's still an area right here, this whole area that needs to be tested before it actually make its drop back down. See, and you can see it's still pushing up. So it's best to just sit out right now. It'll just come tumbling down at some point. Oh, damn, man. Saw your message. But here, I'm going to post my screenshots real quick for my profit so far. I mean, I'm not really taking anything at the moment. So, and then this is exactly why I wouldn't want to take a trade. So see where price is currently going now. This is what I was avoiding. So I was telling you guys not to enter until it came back down. So here are my profits so far. I just posted mine up. There's that partial that I took earlier. So I'm currently up 3,769 off this account. No losses. 4,079 off this account. 3,570 off this account. 3,270 off this account, and then my fifth account, 3,470. So different profits across all my accounts over here so far. I mean, not really much else for us to look at right now. This is why the red flags are important. So when the candle is super large like this, like it was off this open, or where that, yeah, this opening candle right here, this red one, you're going to get some retracement like this. I wouldn't be surprised if price ends up coming back down eventually, but that's the main red flag why we would have avoided it. Obviously, I don't think there's any sessions around here. No news price. Opening price is like way over here. But yeah, whenever I see something like this, I'll either take it for a partial move or I'll just wait for it to retrace like we did here. I waited for the retracement and it never came back down. So as I mentioned over here, I just had it drawn up. I was waiting for it to retrace and then come back down, which it didn't come back down. So that's why I never re-entered the trade. Another V3 off here, possibly. Clean this up. And then the same requirements apply here, guys. Make sure that you do not enter the trade if the candle here is too big again. So depending on how big this candle is when it closes, oops. Let me see if I could make some adjustments here. So you can see how big that candle is. It's a little big. That's a little smaller. So here's another another V3. If you guys are in this position, I do recommend you probably move your stop loss in profit, or if you're like, because it is kind of big. This candle here is still, this is where it becomes a bit subjective. So if I measure this candle over here was, I mean, they're about the same size. They're about 500 pips. So this one was 500 pips earlier. And again, this one over here, actually, it's not as big. It's a lot less. It's only 300 pips. So this is actually a better entry because it's not as big. And it's probably going to hit TP. But you guys can see the difference here. This candle was like 300 pips and the previous one was like 500 pips. So it's like way too huge difference between the candles there. Quick. Send alerts so that you guys can be aware when it does hit, if and when it does hit. But the market is moving kind of crazy right now. So I'm probably gonna wait a bit. Let me see if there's anything over here for me to look at. I don't know if there's news. There is news this morning at 7:30, natural gas storage. Let me check the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently down 600 points. Looking at the heat map is super red right now. It's like one green stock, PNG. But other than that, I mean, a lot of these are, the market is now starting to, oh, I click here. Whoops. Yeah, the way that the market is moving right now is moving kind of unusual. You know, it's because of the big drop earlier. It's now trying to recover, just like what Rook was saying earlier with the top side liquidity. So I'm kind of just sitting out the market now. I'm waiting for it to really stabilize before I enter any other trades, because you can see here that it is moving kind of crazy. If you guys are still in this position, I personally would pull out and profit. It's back in profit right here. I just don't feel comfortable with the back and forth movement here. If you guys are in the position, I would personally, if you ask me what I'd do, I'd pull out profit because it is moving kind of crazy. And then just wait for it to stabilize. Not that I don't think it's going to hit TP, but for me personally, I don't think I'd be able to handle the stress of price going back and forth. Typically, if you're taking a V3 or any variation, it's like straight to TP. You don't have to worry about anything. But here you can see prices going back and forth. So if you guys are still in this position, I would either move your stop loss in profit or just pull out in profit already, because you do have an opportunity here to pull out, or you had, now it's coming back up. And there again, you have another opportunity to pull out if you really wanted to. Me personally, I would personally pull out because I can't deal with that stress, especially during crazy market conditions like this. If the market was moving smooth, then yeah, great, I'd take it, no problem. But with the market kind of bouncing back and forth like this, no clear direction. You guys can see here, obviously there's no clear direction. Market opened right here at 6:30. This is the clean chart. So market opened right here. It faked out to the upside, came back down, came back up, and now it's pushing back down. But realistically, it's not even pushing, it's just going sideways. So now at this point, you might be stuck in a range, right? This is why I recommend pull out, because price is no longer moving directional. Market opened right here, came down, came back up, and now it's just going sideways. And this is a type of market that you don't want to trade in. Sideways markets are the worst markets to trade in, because you never know if price will spike up or price will spike down. So just, you know, keep that in mind. So there you go, another opportunity to pull out and profit if you wanted to. Again, I would personally do it, but if not, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to hold it. It's probably gonna hit TP. It looks like it's going to right there, pushing down further. I'm just not willing to take that risk, especially not on a day like this after we've been through such a crazy week. So we'll see where it goes. Looks like it's gonna hit though. Much farther. Yep. I should have taken it for the last 100 pips, but it's all good. And full TP off that V3. So if you guys held it, great, congrats to you. You have like trade psychology like no other. But yeah, I didn't take that one, but right, I took a partial of it when it was going down. But I'm not really looking to take any full trades right now. It's just, I don't know, the market's just moving kind of crazy. All right, let's see. I didn't get an update over here. Any profits? 500 pips. Pretty big push right there. So let's give you guys an update. If you guys are still in the position, make sure to pull out. I know a lot of you guys, sometimes you guys get too greedy and you guys want to hold on to it for longer, which is okay if you're okay with the risk. But I would personally pull out. It's just way too risky. Ruin said, got to go to a meeting. Thanks for everything, Sean. Definitely, Ruin. We'll see you here tomorrow morning or later today if you decide to come back. So. So yeah, I only locked in partial profit. But overall, my profits are looking pretty solid for the day so far. So still looking for any other entries here. As you guys can see, we had like a dead week basically from, we basically had a dead week from like Monday to Wednesday. And I remember, Steven, you were like talking to me about it, how you were worried about the opportunity to take trades. This is like the day that you wait for, right? Like you'll have like no opportunity for like a couple of days, and all of a sudden, one day will just be really hot where you can make up for all the profits that you missed, Monday through Wednesday. So it's all about patience and discipline, waiting for these good days and taking advantage of it. So there we go with that, and take that off right there. I don't think there's anything else here for us to take at the moment. We still have a sell bias, so we're looking for possible retracement and then continue drop to the downside. See if there's anything else over here. Let me scroll up real quick. All right, so Rick over here said, day one of the live account, need to log off. Someone fly out to AZ and unplug my computer and we'll go get drunk. Yeah, so Rick over here, nice work. Rick's first day on his funded account locked in a total of 1,722. So nice work right there, Rick. It's all about the consistency. Tiana over here as well, currently up 1,521. Nice work, Tiana. See what other profits are here as well. Scotty over here as well. Scotty locked in a total of 1,059. Nice work, Scotty. Let's see. Milazon over here, he locked in 237 off this account. Nice work right there, Milazon. His second account locked in 267. Nice work, Milazon right there as well. Maddie over here locked in a total of 864. Nice work, Maddie. And his second account locked in 1,729. So solid work right there, Maddie. Everybody, really. If you guys have any more profits to send in, Miles over here as well just sent in his profits. He locked in a total of 1,514 for the day. Nice work, Miles. All right, so I think that's it for the profit so far. If you guys have any more to send in, feel free to send them in. I'll add them to the list. But for now, we'll be looking for some more entries over here. So I'm glad we had a great Thursday so far. We pretty much made up for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They're kind of dry days for us with the crazy market movements. But today, this is definitely making up for it twofold. Well, I mean, I took trades on Monday, so don't get me wrong. I took trades myself, but there were no official trades. Today we have official trades here, the breakout and the B3, because there was a bias today, but I did take profits the other day. So it wasn't dry for me. I've been making profits pretty much every day. It's just, it depends on the type of strategy that we apply. The liquidity pushes are not official strategies, so I'm not counting those trades when we do hit them until I create a video for you guys explaining how you guys can apply it yourself. But yeah, price is currently now back into a range. So it's not really doing too much now. It's just going back and forth. Right here. Just looking at GU, I was trying to take a trade here, but there's nothing to take at the moment. GU for sell. Yeah, no entry there. All right, so here we are back at US30. We actually Looks like there might be another sort of V3 there that I just missed. There's a V3 right here. To go for a partial move. Yeah, this market is moving so fast. So there's a V3 right here, guys. I don't know if anyone else caught it. It literally closed like within a split second. When it came back to entry right here, I just took it for 100 pips. I locked in 1,690. Yeah, this market's moving crazy right now. I took my eyes off the chart for like 1 second, and then this V3 came up. So I took it for a partial profit. I have my DOM already automatically set to 100. So whenever I hit sell, it just automatically closes me out. There was some slippage in my favor. So I actually locked in 1,690 off that right there. If you guys aren't in the position already, I'd probably just sit it out because it's too late to enter. However, one like good thing that I can see down here is that there's liquidity that is building up. So if price does come back below that point, so if it starts to retrace a little bit or bounces back and forth, I'll probably just wait for it. And then when it comes back down here, I can probably take this for liquidity to the full TP. So I'll just go for the last 100 pips back down below here, if and when it does reach that point. Yeah, Eduardo said every time I go get something, you enter a trade. Yeah, these happen like too fast. Like I don't even think about it. I just saw the V3 come up right here, so I entered it for 100 pips with my DOM, and it closed me out there. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, it kind of looks like there's some slippage going on across my accounts. Well, I mean, obviously we were looking at it earlier. Uh, so as I mentioned, I'm not in this position here, guys. I entered it for a quick push when we opened. I'm waiting for it to come back down. When it comes back down to this point right here, then I'm just going to enter it for the last push below. The market is moving kind of weird right now. It's not really moving directional. It's kind of just going sideways. This is not a good market to trade in. Yeah, basically, if prices come below here, I'm just going to take it for a quick 100 pips just to finish out the full TP for this move. But I'm not in this actual V3 right here. So just FYI, if you guys are wondering, I'm not in the actual move. I only took it for a partial because I entered late. We'll see if it ends up dropping lower. I'm thinking about maybe putting a sell stop right here, but it might just happen too quickly where I can't even catch it. I'm also looking between MT4 and TradingView. The data is lagging a little bit. So when the data does lag like this, it's usually a red flag to maybe stay out of the market because of possible outages. So like if you guys remember, I guess a month ago or a couple months ago, sometimes like when the market has bad connectivity issues, it'll make it like impossible for you to enter and exit a trade. Like you'll click sell and then it won't enter, it won't fill, or try to close and it won't close. So it might be a bit of a hint to like maybe be a bit careful for the rest of the session. It's 7:14 right now, so we still have about like 40, a little over 40 minutes till 8. But with all the news this week, I think that's why the market's kind of moving a little crazy right now. So I'm just waiting for it to maybe drop a little more so I can probably catch as it goes down to this point. But yeah, the volatility right now is kind of crazy. I'm watching it, but I feel like I might miss it if it moves too fast. Yeah, I'm probably gonna sit tight for right now. Just gonna wait, man. This market is. I feel like if I was in any of these positions right here, I'd be getting a headache because I'd be so stressed out with the back and forth movement. So if you guys don't want to be stressed out, I'd probably just sit it out and wait. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm watching. It's good. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading some messages. All right, so going back to the V3 right here, this is why I don't want to. Well, you already saw this from earlier, from the previous V3, that the market is kind of moving funky. Let me measure this candle right here actually to see how big it is. So this candle was, I mean, it was huge, but it was a little big. It was a bit kind of normal, but what I'm waiting for here is if price drops down at this point. So I'm not in this position right here, guys. I'm just following it. I'm waiting for it to actually come down here so I can catch the, like the little push that may appear to the full TP. But right now, price is going sideways. This is why I don't want to enter any trades, and this is exactly why. See how price is going back and forth? You don't want to trade on prices going sideways like this. You want to trade on prices actually going directional, whether it's going up, whether it's going down. So right now I'm not really taking anything. I took something earlier, but I entered this. Well, this entry came up without me even spotting it. It came up like really late. So I wasn't able to get into the position here. I did catch it for like a quick little 100 pips as it's pushing around, but right now it's not a good time to enter in these trades because there's no direction. What I'm looking for now is if price comes back down to this point, then I'm going to be taking it for a liquidity push. But I'm just going to sit on my hands. I'm not trying to lose any of my profit that I locked in today. I mean, today's been a pretty good day so far, so I don't want to lose any of it. But yeah, as I mentioned right here, there is a lot of liquidity that's building up on the bottom side. So what I was waiting for earlier is I was waiting for liquidity here to actually get hit so that I can take it for a little push. But right now, price is back into a range. It's kind of hard to see here on the markup chart, but if you look here on the clean chart, you guys can see it's pretty clear that we are now currently in a range. So let me just mark these up right here so that you guys can see. There's another V3 coming up right there, but it's not one that I'd recommend again because price is still in this range. So possible V3 there. However, this candle here is pretty big. Basically just waiting for it to make its way down further. So let's see if it hits this area of liquidity below here. This is going to be the area to really look out for. Nice. Nice. So you guys are catching on. Akil here, you're catching on properly. So Akil here said that he took a partial for the V3, and I'm pretty sure you got out in profit already. If you guys really want to take these trades, your safest way to take these trades is if you guys take partials like within it. I wouldn't catch it for the full move because there's no direction. Even same when price drops down to this area of liquidity, I would take this for the normal like 100 pips or so, not for the full move. You guys can see that like one V3 will hit and one V3 won't because there's no direction that's currently set with regard to the technicals. Regarding this V3 here, this is probably going to hit full TP. But I'm going to sit out. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to get too much FOMO here, especially with all of these moves that are bouncing around so often. I know it's going to hit this area of liquidity. Maybe at this point, I'll take it for a quick little 100 pips or so. But for these V3s, I'm just going to sit out because the market is going sideways. It's not really pushing, directional at all. So. Nice. Yeah, Peter said, I got the V3 partial too. This is my first day live. Nice work, Peter. Yeah, but just a heads up, guys, I'm not really looking to take anything right now because price is going sideways until it starts moving directional because you can't see too much here on the market because there's so much on the chart. But if you look over here on the clean chart, price is just ranging. So it was ranging between this high and this low, but now it's ranging between this high and this low right here. And the problem with this is that your TP is typically going to be below here. And then it's just going to keep going back and forth, right, between this area until it actually hits, a key point right here. One thing that I'll be looking for, though, is that I see another area of liquidity getting built right here. So I can already see this is a pending low. If I turn on the high low, you're going to see it's right there. There it is, right on point. So as you can see, there's a lot of liquidity right here. So it's tempting. It's trying to make its way down, but it hasn't tested any of these areas of liquidity. Once it does hit this area down here, I do expect it to have a big push to the downside. But right now it's just ranging. It's going back and forth between this area and this area and just keeps building more liquidity right here, pretty much preparing for that breakout. And I'm sure you guys are all anticipating that breakout that is probably going to happen right there. All right, so you can see right here, this V3 just keeps going back and forth. So if you guys are taking any of these V3s, I would recommend taking partials, removing your stop loss and profit, and just pulling out when you can, because this range right here is not a safe range to trade in. Price just keeps going back and forth, as you can see right here. What might happen is price might push up, push a little higher, and then come right back down, just like it's been doing pretty much all day today. It's been doing that over and over again. But the key area that I would be looking for would be this liquidity right here. So I'm not in this V3, guys. This V3 is not going to count because obviously I didn't take it. It's just, you know, a lot of crazy moves right here as price going back and forth. Let me go over here to the 10-minute. If the market keeps moving crazy like this, we might have to move away from the 1 minute and go to the 10-minute because the volatility is just too high. When the volatility is too high like that, we're going to have a higher spread, or not spread, a higher range between our stop loss and TP, because it's just going to keep hitting it, right? If it ends up being too close. So don't trade in a range, and don't trade when price is when the candles are moving too high. So like right here, this is like 1,000 pip candle. I mean, all these candles here from open have been pretty big. So this opening candle here off the 10-minute was 2,000 pip candle. This one next to it, 1,400 pips. I mean, everything here, even this candle right here, the current candle on the 10-minute, it's over 1,000 pips. So yeah, personally, I would just hold off right now. Yeah, what the heck? Rick said he lost all his profits. Which trades are you taking, Rick? Are you taking these V3s? Okay, price is now pushing higher. I don't think it's broken out of the range yet, though. When it breaks out of that point, it looks like it's creating an area of liquidity right here. So there's an area of liquidity right there that's starting to build up, but this liquidity below here is still lined up as well that has not been tested yet. My direction is still here for a sell, though. Yeah, Denzel said creating more and more V3s for partials, and I agree too, Denzel. That's exactly what I see happening here. There's actually V3s over here too, V3s for buys, but I'm not looking to take any buys. It's just creating a bunch of liquidity here and structure. So if you go over here to the clean chart, you can see it a lot better. And we have news coming up shortly as well in the next 5 minutes. So I just sit out the market for now. But you can see where price is ranging from. You don't want to trade in prices ranging, and right here's a clear range. Range to the upside, range to the downside, sideways movement. Right, it's just back and forth. Let's see, Bethany's asking, do you ever say what direction the V3 is going for new people? Would be super nice if you would indicate this for a buy V3 or a sell V3, just a suggestion. I'm trying to grasp your V3 concept. So I don't typically say that because we have a bias, Bethany. So like typically, like if we have a bias for a sell, I'm not looking for any bias. And that's why I don't say it, because I don't want to confuse people. So like, for example, right here, I mean, for the first requirement, it's always going to say like confirm overall bias, right? So when we confirm that, I don't want to tell people like, okay, there's a buy V3 here, because I wouldn't be taking that. So like whenever we do look for trades, it's always going to be in a direction of a bias. I'm not going both ways. I'm only trading one. So if I do see a V3, it's always going to be in whatever direction the bias is pushing. So typically in the beginning, we'll look at the bias even throughout the session. As you can see right here, it's 71% long. Fundamentals are currently 700 points in the red. So I'm only looking for sells here. And that's just to avoid confusion, because if I tell people I'm taking both, or if I say, okay, there's a buy V3 here, but I'm not going to take it, it's going to throw people off because they're going to take it. And that's pretty much, the main reason. Yeah, no problem, Bethany. Yeah, I think the V3 is probably, I don't know, it depends on the market conditions. Sometimes it's like the easiest one to apply. Sometimes it's one of the hardest to apply because it's more, I wouldn't say subjective, but you don't know exactly. There's no fixed TP stop loss for it. So that's why it becomes a little more confusing for some people, but for some people it's actually easier. For me personally, I think it's easier because you're just looking for an opposite candle. So like first you confirm the bias, you have the high here, it's an opposite candle. That's a clear example of a B3. The only things that you have to confirm next are going to be the pending momentum and then the minimum stop loss requirement. So that is how I do it personally, or how I identify these. So let's see. Let me scroll up real quick. If I'm missing anything, Akil is asking, Sean, can the V1, V2, V3 work on the 10-minute? Yes, they can. You just got to change your TP stop loss. Natasha said, I don't have a 10-minute chart on TradingView. So Natasha, in order to get that, just click on your TradingView and then type in a 10. Type in 10. It'll say change interval of 10 minutes. You hit enter and it goes to the 10-minute chart. Another way to do it is you can click on this right here. If you don't have the 10-minute there, go down to this bottom, type in 10 minutes, and then click add. It'll add it to your list right there. That's how you would add the custom timeframes. You just got to make sure that you have a paid TradingView account. If you don't have a paid TradingView account, then it won't work. But I think it's one of the default ones, so you should be able to pull it up on there. Shannon said, I put stop loss break even last trade. Thought it would take me out. I'm still in. Nice. Wesley said potential snipe. Let me check real quick. Maybe if it closes. Yeah, if it does close below there, possible snipe. It's got like 30 seconds left on it though. If it's too close, I would just skip it. It's pretty close right here. It might just drop at the last second, but who knows? See where it closes right there. Got about 10 seconds left on that candle. It's too close. Yeah, I wouldn't take it because it's too close to it. And it's actually touching the candle. So yeah, unfortunately, no entry for a snipe right there. It looks like it could have been pretty nice if it did close properly, and then it would have, it'd been a nice drop from there. Steven said, I missed a lot of profits after breakout. You did miss, I think, like 1 or 2 V3s. Steven, there's a couple of V3s where we didn't really take them. We took like partials, but yeah, you did miss a couple other moves for V3s while you were gone. But the market was ranging, so there were riskier V3s to take, not one that I'd recommend, but all in all, there were some that came up there. Another V3 here, but it's not going to count. This is news price actually, so I wouldn't even take the trade here. So news right now just came out for natural gas storage. And it was neutral. So neutral news right now. I'm gonna mark up news price right there. All right, so literally nothing going on. Uh, Price is coming back to retest that news price right there, but not really much of anything going on right now. Let me scroll down real quick. B said my MFF account slippage is so shit today. I'm up 2.5K on an FTMO and MFF up 495 down. They must have a connectivity issue on their end because that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, and it happens a lot actually. My FTMO, there was some slippage too. I'm like 1,000 off from my copier compared to my my main. There goes. Price comes back down further. It rejected directly off the. Let's delete this. It rejected directly off the news price right here, and then it made its way back down. So this is actually another V3 here. There's so many V3s that keep coming up, and I keep missing them. But there was another one right here. I mean, it's too late to enter this trade, but there's technically. Actually, I wouldn't take it because it's right next to news price. So right here, even though there's a V3 that came up, the red flag here would be news price. And it was like right after the news candle too. Actually, yeah, that red entry right there for the V3 came up like right at news. So I take that back. I wouldn't take it because it was at news. Also, it was at news price. So it was a news candle. Totally forgot. I literally just drew the news price there, and I was like, okay, why? I was like, why didn't I take that? But I realized that it was the news candle at 7 o'clock or 7:30 actually. Let's see what else is here. Peter's asking, are you still hot on the intraday trades after the great start you had with the test? So I haven't had any entries that came up lately, Peter. I'm looking for entries here. I'm still looking for them. But for the intraday, there hasn't been anything that's come up because the entries here, like there was a sell entry that came up right here for GU, but it didn't line up with the trend meter. So there was no intraday entry for me to take at that point. I'm looking for any possible, like I've been looking at other strategies to see if they still work really well. Like I think the K2SR was one of the really good ones that we used back in the past. That's one that I might look into. Actually, that's a really good idea. I should look into that because I know Kip, you were looking at the SR strategy and it actually, you were hitting, I think you made a lot of profit last night applying it, you and your brother. So that's something that I'm probably going to look at. So if you want to apply it, Peter, I'd probably check out the K2SR V2 strategy or K2SR strategy that that might work really well. I'm going to look into that next. Maybe after this live session, I'm going to test that because the intraday entries aren't coming up. Like I haven't had any entries, so I haven't been able to take anything. But I did have like one or two once I started the live account. So I had like one or two that hit full TP, and then after that, market kind of went dead for a bit. B said, B said, teach me your ways to get profits, extra profits. Sean slippage never works in my favor. Are you using the DOM B? Because the slippage usually works in my favor when I'm using the DOM. I don't know why it works that way, but that's like I don't really do anything specific. It just happens to hit whenever I use the DOM. Like I don't think slippage has ever worked against me, or I mean it has, but not necessarily very often. More so it works in my favor. Kill's asking, what is the TP stop loss for the variations on the 10-minute? So the V3 is the same thing. You're still moving your stop loss to the previous high or low. For the V1 and V2, I don't really apply it on the 10-minute. So you probably use maybe 250 and 500. So you probably just use half for a 2-to-1 versus a 3-to-1 because there's more space in between. let me check real quick. So let's go here to the 10-minute. Okay, so there was a V1 right here, right? If you were to take this trade, yeah, you can do, I mean, you could play around with it. I don't trade it myself, Akil, so you just have to adjust the TP stop loss right here. If you just wanted to do 2-to-1, it still would hit right there. 500 pip stop loss, 100 pip, 250 pip TP. That's for like a V1. Actually, it's not a V1, it's a V3. My bad. So this V3 right here would have been for 860 pips, but you can see the big difference. Typically, you're going for like 100 pips. On the 10-minute, you're going for like 800 pips. You know, usually you don't really see too many. Or there's one right here, actually. So you can probably use 250 to 500. I think that's a good sweet spot for it right there. That hits TP. Again, right here, V3. So you probably use 250 to 500. That'd probably be a good starting point. If you want to make adjustments, you can always make adjustments. I don't typically trade it on the 10-minute though, so I don't really have an idea what would be the sweet spot, but I think that'd be a good starting point. All right, back to the 1-minute. There's nothing here still. Price is still kind of ranging from this point. It's just going back and forth from this high to this low. The main area that we're looking for is when price reaches this point, we expect, you know, big push to the downside. Yeah, no problem, Jennifer. Yeah, Steven said, no more risky trades. I really need to pass the SAT test. Right, Steven. Yeah, Charles said if there was no news, he would have taken the trade. I agree. Yeah, no problem, Nikhil. Charles said, not a good idea to trade right now. Spread is 50 pips. Spread is basically half TP. Yeah, exactly. The spread's kind of heavy. Charles is asking if you enter a trade, it's automatically, yeah, no, and I agree. When the spread's wide like that, it's best to just sit it out. Peter's asking, what's your watch list for the intraday pairs? If you go on the website, my watch list is listed there, Peter. So if you go over here to the, let me just pull up the course real quick. Or you can always, so if you just want to look at like where there's bias, I would probably just look at this watch list right here. I would just get these pairs on your watch list. But if you want my full watch list, so if you want my full watch list, oops. Page. Yeah, if you want my full watch list, just go to the course and scroll down here to K2 watch list. When you click on that, there'll be a text right here that you can just download. So it has my full watch list right here. This is all the pairs that I used to trade before. I typically only trade US30, but I have all of the indices, basically all of the highly profitable forex pairs here, like that actually have volatility, gold, platinum, etc. You'll find it here. And if you want to download it, just click on this text button. And then once you download it from there, you can upload it to your trading view. So you'll have the same exact watch list as I have right here. So I pretty much covered, like, this is all my research. I covered all of the good forex pairs to trade that have volatility and liquidity where you can actually make decent profit off it. I also put the indexes here for the Aussie index, Swiss franc currency index, all the indexes, so you can peg them against each other. And then down here, all of the indices, gold, silver, platinum, oil, and the main cryptos here to trade as well. So if you want to download that, you can get it on the website. And it has everything updated there if you want to have the same exact watch list that I use. So price is now dropping down to this area of liquidity. This is what we've been looking for and waiting for. We've been patiently waiting for. We'll see what happens when it does drop lower from there. John's asking, SR strategy is similar to your liquidity push, isn't it? It's kind of similar, except for the SR, you're looking for price to actually close below it. So it's very similar to this right here, but you're just waiting for it to actually close past it. And then you're riding it to the next area. So yeah, you're right. It is like the liquidity push. However, liquidity is mainly for these like quick pushes. Like they're meant for like a quick little scalp, not necessarily waiting for the confirmation. Because if you wait for the confirmation on the lower time frames, you're probably going to miss the entire move. Typically, that's what happens at that point. So that's why I usually don't. I usually just let it rip if I'm going to take these scalps versus if I'm trading forex. Obviously, forex is a different type of asset, so it moves a lot different. But for these scalps here, you have to be super quick when you take these types of trades. And you guys would know that, obviously. You guys aren't rookies here. You guys know exactly how the market moves. US30 is like way different compared to, let's see this real quick. Oh, well, that was quick. I literally hit sell on my DOM and it went straight to TP. So there goes a liquidity push that I was looking for. I already got my $1,000 off that 100 pips. It was quick. When price pulled back up to this area right here, I just pulled out. So I literally took it really quickly for 100 pips. Right there, I clicked it and it hit my TP and then it pulled me out right away. So there goes that area of liquidity there that I was waiting for. When price came down to here, it pulled back a little bit. I hit sell on my DOM. I already had it set to 100 pips. So as soon as it dropped, it hit my TP and pulled me out. So I locked in 1,190 off that trade right there. One thing that you guys want to be a bit careful when you're taking these liquidity pushes is that you want to take it from the very highest point, right? Because you can see here, if you waited too long and you could wait long if you want to, but you're being some drawdown. But like you want to take it from the highest point because you want to catch that where it pushes to this area here, which it did, and it hit TP. So not that I don't expect it to drop lower. It's just that, you take on more risk when price hits, the lower areas of liquidity. Now I kind of expect it to probably drop to this area down here, but I don't know how smooth of a push it'll be. So I'm not going to double dip into it. I'm just going to let it be. I'm happy with my profits right now. Profits are nice for the day so far. So this is the next target level. See if it reaches it. Probably will, but I'm not looking to take that risk. It's already overextended. So possible retracement at some point here. Yeah. So Denzel, I just saw your message here. I don't know if you did it or not, but Denzel said, I'm so tempted to set stop orders at all those liquidity. And if you did, you probably hit the well, not the jackpot, but you did hit a pretty big profit if you did, because this thing did drop quite a bit. I don't know if you did. I saw you posted that message about 10 minutes ago. I'm just seeing your message now. So if you did, I mean, profits must be looking nice right now. That's weird, B. I just saw your message too with you getting screwed over with MFF on the DOM. I don't know why. It's weird. I use FTMO as my main though, so I don't know if you're using FTMO as your main account. My MFFs are copiers, so maybe that's why it keeps working in my favor. But personally, I don't know. The case may be. Peter's asking, move would be pushed through the liquidity. Could you mark up where you'd expect? So yeah, so I kind of just went over that right now, Peter. Sorry, I just saw your question here, but basically whenever I see liquidity, I always get in from the top level whenever it's stacked like this. So like I mentioned, I entered from up here, first line. And there we go. So price hit the liquidity right here, and then it pushed down to the next area of liquidity down there. So if you caught it, it's like a quick 500 pips right there. I'll try to create a strategy video for this. This is it's a subjective strategy, so it's a bit harder for me to really create requirements for it. But I mean, it's doable. Anything to help you guys make more profits is beneficial for me. So a lot of people always ask me, like, why do I share my strategies with you guys? You guys actually help me more than I help you guys. So my strategies will help you guys make a lot of profits. But when I do create these strategies, you guys test it, forward test it. And whenever issues arise, you guys can tell me. So that's why our strategies just keep getting better and better. Whenever you guys are, if you guys have been a part of K2 for a while, initially there was only 2 strategies, and I started to reveal like more of my secrets, more of my strategies, more biases, stuff that I apply. So you guys could apply it too. So while you guys win by making profits off my strategies, I win even more because my strategies just keep getting better. Like every day, if we find a difference with the strategy, I make adjustments, and we all win, right? We all profit. You profit, I profit. It's just an endless cycle where we both just keep profiting over and over again. So that's the reason why I do reveal these strategies to you guys. And that's why K2 is just going to keep getting better, right? Because we're all helping each other out here. You're profiting using my strategies. I'm profiting because my strategies never lose. It just, it's a full circle there. So if you guys have been part of K2 for a while, you guys have seen our strategies have just gotten better and better over the years. Before we had like maybe like a 70% win rate to 75, and then now we're a lot higher, like, above a 90% win rate because we trade every day, and I make adjustments accordingly. So if you guys took the trade there, great work. I didn't take it, but it would have been a nice push. I did take it for a quick 100 pips. So I did make my 1,190. Actually double dipped into it. I made 1,395 and then 1,190. I didn't cash the full 500 pips, but I guess that's equivalent to 200 pips there. Other than that, let's see. Charles said, I'm done for the day. Looks like spread isn't going down. Yeah, probably okay, so that might be the issue right there. Because Charles said the spread got super wide recently. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what's getting you caught in the slippage. It's because I'm looking at FTMO spread. It's currently 110 right now. MFF, it might be a bit higher. So if it's 50 points, that's 500 pip spread. So yeah, you're definitely going to be hitting stop loss as that. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. B said he's using FTMO as his main one as well. So I'm not sure what it is. Professor said, Sean, you had a kick butt today. Wow. Yeah, no, definitely. This whole week's been pretty good so far for me. I haven't really had any loss. I think I had like one loss maybe on Monday, but it was like an accident. Like, I don't know how I took that loss. Yeah, here on Monday. So I had pretty much all wins this week. On Monday, though, I had a loss. I don't know how I hit stop loss. I think there was slippage and it just spiked up, and it ended up hitting, because typically if I have a loss, it would be $300 loss. This was 2,600. So it looks like there might have been some slippage, or price just spiked and hit my stop loss and came back down. Stuff like that happens. Let's see, Abdullah, promoter, crypto promotion project. Where you at, bro? Abdullah. So this guy looks like he's gonna be hitting people up. So I'm gonna go ahead and ban him real quick. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. All right, so I'm gonna look over everyone's profit so far. So over here we have nice. Kevin traded the entire move. Tiana over here, she's currently up 2,076. That's for Tiana. I'm gonna save that right there. Scroll up a little more. Patrick over here, he said the market's too crazy right now, and I'm no mood to give back profits. So Patrick locked in a total of 11,268 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Maria over here as well. She locked in a total of 295. So nice work, Maria. And Jonathan over here locked in a total profit of 3,145. And killing it, Jonathan. Man, if you see your Amazon driver on his phone, not looking, it's probably Jonathan. So nice work, Jonathan. Hopefully you're not working right now, bro. Delivering packages and trading, but you pretty much made your work day right there. So great work right there, Jonathan. Kevin over here as well, locked in 1,000, damn, 152,000 for the day. That's crazy. Kevin's like average for the day is like 100K. Marcy over here as well. Marcy locked in a total of 531. So nice work right there, Marcy. Yeah, guys, great work all around. I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here profiting. It's not just like one or two people. It's like a bunch of people. We're profiting over here. Mills on as well. He locked in a total. He took the liquidity, so you can see right here. He said liquidity sell stop. He put a sell stop there at the liquidity, locked in a total profit of 544. All green strips right here because he let him hit TP. So nice work right there, Mills on. And then his second account over here as well, 514. So two separate accounts, both hitting full TP. Pretty solid. So other than that, I think that's it for right now. If you guys have any more profits to send in, feel free to post them up. I'll add them to the list to be posted later today. But other than that, let me clean this up a little bit. It's 7:52 right now, so it's getting really close to 8, which is our end time for our live session. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping this up shortly. So let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, I know, John. I think like one of these days I saw you on the camera. You're like driving the Amazon truck. I was like, oh, this guy better not be driving and trading. I think you're just listening in. You know, one of these days you're probably gonna see me, Jonathan, because I know you deliver around my area. So if you ever see my blue Tesla, let me know. You'll probably see it parked outside usually. Let's see, Professor said, I traded mostly on MT5. How do you get Dom on MT4? So if you I don't know how to get it on MT5, Professor, but if you right click on your chart, there's gonna be this button called depth of market when the tab's open. Depth of market is long for Dom. So that's how you would enable it. I'm not sure if it's the same way on the MT5, but that's how you do on MT4. Yeah, no problem, Professor. Let's see. Denzel's asking, when taking the liquidity pushes, what percentage of your account do you target? Sean, I'm only going for 100 pips. So, I mean, I'm on a 200K account, so 200K. Sorry, whoops. 100 or 1,000 divided by 200,000. I'm going for like half a percentage. Like I'm not really going for that much because the liquidity pushes happen so fast. It's literally like it triggers you and then you're in profit already and then you hit your TP. So the liquidity pushes aren't necessarily meant for the bigger pushes. It's meant for like just quick in and out because you're just trying to catch that little volatility push. Like for example, if I was to enter a liquidity push right here, I'm always using a set TP stop loss. I'm not using a percentage because I already know typically it'll push at least 100 pips. So that's how much I would be aiming for, because you can see if price enters right here, I can at least push it to the next level, which will typically happen. It'll like push out real quick, hit your TP, and then pull right back down. So I don't use percentages for those specific moves. I just use the typical 300 pip stop loss for cushion because I want to cover the spread. And then also the TP is going to be about 100 pips. So if the spread is about 100 pips, it's technically 200 pip move. Because you got to cover the spread before you actually make profit. Akil said, I got 7.5% in profit. So happy with my first day on my FTMO challenge. Nice work, Akil. You're almost past then. If you're 7.5% in, you only need like 1 or 2 more trades to pass then, because you have to do 10%. So you've already made 7.5. You only need to make 2.5% and then you're past your challenge, Akil. So what I'd recommend for you is to just be a little more cautious with your next trades so that you can just pass, because you just need about 1 or 2 trades and you're good. And then we'll have another K2 member here funded soon. So I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here getting funded. I think that's probably the best feeling, guys, seeing you guys profit and get funded off, my strategies that I created for you guys to use. Because it's social proof, right? It shows that it does actually work. It's not like 1 or 2 people are doing well. It's like literally everybody. So great work, Akil. And we'll probably see you funded by the end of the month, hopefully. It's June 16th, so you have about a week to get to verification, another week after that to pass that, then you're funded, hopefully by the start of July. All right, so let me scroll down. All right, Steven, we'll see you tomorrow. It's the same as like all of them, Peter. So like my stop loss is always going to be set about 300 pips because I want to cover the spread. So pretty much if you look at any of the 1 minute strategies, it's always set to 300. I don't like to lose that much. So even if I do take a trade for speculation or whatever, I have like a 300 or 200 pip stop loss. It just depends on the move. If the market's too volatile, I got to use a bigger stop loss, obviously, because I don't want to get caught in volatility. If the market is moving very slow, like Asia session, then I'll use like maybe a 200 pip stop loss because I don't want to overextend myself. Kenny's asking, did you answer my question? I don't see it here. Can you let me scroll up real quick? I don't see any questions here from you, Kenny. I saw that you posted a link to a Facebook page, but I don't see a question from you here. I don't know if you posted it somewhere else. Did you message me on Telegram? But I don't see it here on the Zoom. Yeah, thanks, Alexander. There is a V3 right here that is pending. It's getting close to 8 though, so I think it's kind of risky to take any trades right now. I mean, in my perspective, because I don't like taking trades after 8. But yeah, there is a V3 right there, and it's currently running in profit. I'm not in it, unfortunately. I totally missed it. Yeah, it's too close to 8. My rule of thumb, guys, is for me personally, once it gets close to 8, I'm done trading. So I don't want to hold on to any trades past 8. I don't want to get into trades that are going to hold, like that I'm going to have to watch past 8, because this is where I start to see the market move kind of funky around 8 o'clock. So this is my cutoff time. This is why I get off the live at 8 o'clock. There is a V3 that is running right now. I'm not in the position. I'll watch it. I'll see where it goes, but I'm not in it. I don't plan on taking it because I think this is going to run past 8. And I don't know. Everyone has their superstitions, right? Like everyone, like there's times where you guys feel good about trading. There's times where you guys don't feel good about trading. 8 o'clock is usually my cutoff. I don't like holding on to trades past that time. I don't like entering trades after that time either. So once it hits 8 o'clock, I'm done. Other than that, Steven said, is there an indicator we know? So no, there isn't, Steven. Yeah, there isn't an indicator for that. Fortunately, not yet. Maybe at some point I'll create one, but I don't want to make things too easy for you guys because I still want you guys to think and you guys to understand what's going on in the market. So there's no liquidity push alert indicator that I've created. I mean, I could probably create one at some point, but I'm probably not going to because I don't want you guys to get lazy. You guys still have to be focused and paying attention when trading. PC's question here is, Sean, you mentioned you have a 200K account and many people seem to have similar accounts, similar size accounts. You could probably scale up easily. Yeah, no, I probably could. I would have to merge my accounts though, which I don't want to do. Because I don't want to risk losing my accounts. But yeah, no, I do agree with you that that I could do that and I can take less risk, which is the same thing I'm doing with multiple accounts. So like I'm already at that point, PC, but I'm trading multiple accounts. So here's 8 o'clock, guys. You guys can see how it's moving kind of weird now. This is why my cutoff is 8 o'clock. You start to see a lot of weird movement around 8 a.m. So this is exactly why I skipped the V3 here. You know, if that works for you guys too, then you guys can do that as well. I only trade from 6:30 to 8, and then sometimes during Asia session. I think there was another question over here. Or let me just finish up with PC. So yeah, what PC was referring to, I pretty much do the same thing that you just referred to, but I just have them split up across accounts because I have 5 accounts. So I mean, 5 times 2 is 10, and if they're 200K, that's basically a mil. Because each of these accounts are 200K. So I'm already at that point. It's just I would have to merge these two right here, my FTMO, and I don't want to do that because I think the numbers are going to throw off my trade psychology. I'm so used to seeing like 1,000 per trade. If I start seeing 2,000 per trade, or if I see heavy drawdown, it's going to mess with my trade psychology. That's why I keep it at that. Everyone trades differently. It's what I would say. It's a lot easier said than done. Once you start trading bigger accounts, your trade psychology starts to get screwed up. And I'm sure it's happened with a lot of you guys who go from like trading $100 account to trading 100K account on FTMO. A lot of people can't grasp the profit potential and risk that they just blow their account, even though they're trading the same way they would on on a small account. A question from B. B's asking, what time period during Asia is the best to trade for liquidity pushes, you think? I typically trade from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time, B. Those are the good times for me. At 10 p.m., that's when I start to see some weird movements in the market and where I stop taking entries. Kill over here, nice work, Kill. You lock in a total of 767 for the day, all wins, no losses. So 7% increase in your account, 7.5%. So you just need about 2,500 and you're good. You'll get past your challenge. So nice work right there. Emil's on over here as well, locked in a total of 862 off this account, all straight profits, full TPs. So nice work right there, Emil's on. And his second account, 832 in profit, all full TPs as well. Nice. So great work, guys. If you guys have any other profits to send in, feel free to send them in. I'll add them to the list. Let me scroll down and see what other messages here that I'm missing. Kenny's asking, is there a limited account you can have on social trader tools? No, you can have as many as you want. You just have to pay per account, Kenny. So depending on how many accounts you want, I have 5 accounts on my social trader tools. So I pay about $60 a month to have that on there. It just depends on like how many you want to put on there. It's just a monthly fee. Nice. Kill said took partial move on the V3, hit TP, 1% left to go. Nice. So Kill is almost done actually. Yeah, you're almost done. So you're like you're almost 8% or 9% at your profit goal. So you just need one more trade and you'll pass your challenge and you're going to be on to your verification. So nice work, Kill. Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow. Oh no. Yeah, PC said, okay, I thought your multiple accounts total 200K. No, I wouldn't be able to take these kinds of trades like 10 lots. 10 lots like the close to the maximum off a 200K account. So each of these accounts are 200K. So yeah, at some point I'm going to, I'll probably scale them up and merge them into a bigger account. But I think for now, I just need to be a bit smart with my trade psychology because I'm just not ready for the bigger accounts yet. No problem, Kenny. Professor's asking, when you trade liquidity pushes in Asia, are you still doing 100, 300? It depends on like the volatility, but yeah, typically it's going to be around that point, Professor. If the spread is wide, I'll have to use that. But if the spread's tight, then I'll typically make my stop loss even smaller, like 200 pips, because the market doesn't move as fast during that time. So, all right, guys, it's past 8. So this is it for the live session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, if you guys want to post up the rest of your profits in the group here, I will add them to the list. These are the profits for the day so far. Great profits across the board, guys. I mean, looking at everyone here, we have Steven over here. So we have like 1 person, Tasha, 2 people, Jonathan, 3 people, Nelly, 4 people, Hugo, 5 people, Al, 6, Peter, 7, David, 8, Rick, 9, Tiana, 10, Scotty, 11, Maddie, 12, Miles, 13, Patrick, 14, Maria, 15, etc. Right? There's like a lot of people who profited, like over 20 people profited today trading with us on the live session. So if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free. Otherwise, I will catch you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, as we wrap up the trading week for June week 2. So other than that, guys, I will see you guys then. And if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.